Hello everyone. In this video we are going to be dealing with a specific type of word problem in LCM. So before I start with this, let me tell you one thing. Word problems involving LCM and HCF can be little tricky. It just needs lot more practice and then you will get a hang of it. Here I am dealing with a problem on LCM. My aim is to help you solve this type of question, which I am calling it as a master twist. Why I have called it as a master twist? Because it is a simple LCM problem, but which is twisted to an extent that it looks a bit difficult. So I am going to help you arrive at this problem in a step-by-step process and also explain to you why we have to do certain things at every step. So I am going to start with a very basic question, which is find the LCM of 8, 10 and 12. A very straightforward question. So let's do that using the short division method, 8, 10 and 12. So you are finding the LCM of 8, 10 and 12. So this divided by 2, it gives you 4, 5 and 6. Now 4 and 6 have common factor 2. So I will continue the division. So 5 doesn't go into 2. So I just have to write down 5 as it is. 6 goes into 2 3 times. So here 2, 5 and 3 are the numbers, and they don't have any common factors between them. 2, 5 and 3 have no common factors between them. So I can stop the process here. But if you would like to continue doing 2, continue doing 5 and 3 till you get all the 1, 1, 1. So if you like that, you can just continue with that, continue this division. The answer would not change. So here what I will do is that in LCM is 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 3. Right? So here 2 times 2 and here 2 times 5 times 3. So this is how I write my LCM. So now here 2 and 5 pair is appearing. So whenever a 2 and 5 pair comes in your answer, it is easier if you just leave them aside. You just multiply the other numbers and then use your 2 into 5 as 10 towards the end. That will keep your multiplication easy. So which means that you do 2 into 2, 4, and 4 times 3 is 12. And then you do your 2 times 5, so which will give you the LCM 120. 120 is the LCM for this. So the answer for this is 120. So let's keep this answer and let's see what it means to us. Okay, so what does this mean? 120 is the LCM of 8, 10 and 12. What does that mean? 120 is the LCM of 8, 10 and 12. What does it mean? It means that 120 is the least common multiple of is the LCM of 8, 10, 12. It means that 120 is the least common multiple, or 120 is a multiple of 8, 10, 12. Agreed? 120 is a multiple of 8, 10 and 12. Is that what it means? It's also the common multiple. It's also the least common multiple. But here we are going to be considering 120 is a multiple of 8, 10 and 12. What does it mean? 120 is a multiple of 8, 10 and 12. 120 is a multiple of 8, which means that 120 is a multiple of 8 means that in the 8 tables 120 comes. Right? In the 8 times table 120 will come. Or in other words, if I divide 120 by 8, alright, so I will get some quotient and some remainder. So what remainder do you expect? The remainder must be 0, because 120 will be exactly divisible by 8. That's why it has become a multiple. Correct? So 120 divided by 8. So just to fill up this gap, I will give the quotient also. The quotient is 15 and the remainder is 0. So 120 divided by 10, the quotient is 12 and the remainder is 0 again, because 120 is also a multiple of 10, correct? Now 120 is also a multiple of 12. So 120 divided by 12, what is the quotient? The quotient is 10 and the remainder is 0, right? So 120 is the LCM of 8, 10 and 12. It also means that 120 when divided by these numbers 8, 10 and 12, all of them give the reminders 0. Correct? Agreed? Everyone agree with me that it gives you reminder 0? Right. So now let us go to our twist 1. Let's read what the twist 1 says. Find the least number which when divided by 8, 10 and 12 leaves no remainder. Correct? So no remainder. So which is the number? Isn't it the number 120? So 120 divided by 8, 10 and 12 is leaving no remainder. So the answer for this question is also 120. So find the least number which when divided by, whenever they say it is divided by some number, leave no remainder, they are simply asking you to find the LCM. Okay, so this is one sort of twist it will you may be asked. Now the next twist is find the least number which is exactly divisible by 8, 10 and 12. Now what does that mean? So 120 is not leaving any remainder when you divide by 8, 10 and 12. So 120 is also exactly divisible by 8, 10 and 12. Agreed? What do you mean by the term exactly divisible? They leave no remainder. And that's what we found in twist 1. So these two are simple variations of your LCM question. So instead of asking find the LCM, they can word the question like this. Now once you understand these two types of asking the question, now let's... Okay, so before going to the master twist question, let me again write what we found so far. So we found that 120 divided by 8 leaves some quotient. I'm not going to be worried about the quotient, but it leaves remainder 0. 120 divided by 10 leaves some quotient and remainder is 0. 120 divided by 12 gives you some quotient, but the remainder is 0. Agreed? So this is what we have found so far. Correct? Now let us think about what do you know about 121. With these things in mind, can we see what will be the remainder if 128 is divided by 121 is divided by 8? What will be the remainder if 121 is divided by 8? What can be the remainder? 121 is 1 more than 120, right? So 121 will give you remainder 1 when divided by 8. Agreed? Agreed? So now let's do what do you think 121 will give you as remainder? It will be 1. What will be 121 when you divide it by 12? What will be the remainder? It will be 1, because it is 1 more than 120. Agreed? All of you? Alright. So now let us look at what is happening to 122. You can guess now very easily what will happen to 122. What will happen to 122 when I divide by 8? Some quotient will come and there will be remainder 2. Correct? Will it be 2? Same way 122 divided by 10 will give you remainder 2, and 122 divided by 12 will give you remainder 2. Agreed? Everyone agreed? Okay. So now let's go to our master twist question. What is our master twist question? Our master twist question says, what will be the remainder Our master twist question says, find the least number which when divided by 8, 10 and 12 leaves a remainder 3 in each case. So can you now guess what will be the number? We know that 122 leaves a remainder 2. So what will leave remainder 3? It is 123. Correct? Can you all guess it? 123? Yes. So 123 when you divide it by 8, you get remainder as 3. 123 when you divide by 10, you get remainder as 3. 120 when you divide by 12, you get the remainder as 3. Why? Why is it so? Again, look back at this. This is what is our basis. Now, where did we get this 120 from? 120 was the LCM of, isn't it? 120 is the LCM of 8, 10 and 12. 8, 10 and 12 are the given numbers here also. Correct? So, whenever you get this master twist kind of question, which is, I will read out the question again, which is this: find the least number, look for the word least number, look for the word when divided by, and look for the word remainder. Okay, so these words, if it comes, what you have to do, you will have to find the LCM of the numbers, and then you have to add the remainder to the LCM. Correct? So this will be a step 1 and this will be a step 2. Okay, so you find the LCM is 120, then add 3 to it because 3 is the remainder you are expecting, so 123 becomes the answer.